Okay, hello. It's been a while since I've done a Jabmaster Radio. 5 months, in fact. I actually looked it up, and I thought, you know what, it would be kind of fun to do it again. Because I thought I was wanting to do a live stream, and I wasn't sure which one. And I thought, you know what, let's do another Jabmaster Radio video because I have or live stream because I haven't done that in a very long time. So I'm back with another Jabmaster Radio. I really liked how the first one went. I really enjoyed kind of being a radio host. I think it's also come to the point where I actually have a boombox with me that has radio built in, and listening to radio stations. It's just pretty cool. It's not as chill as what I'd like. It's not as down to earth, but of course, not down to earth, but it's a little bit more corporate radio station. It plays like 70s and 80s music, but it's more like there's not really a host. It's more just kind of automated stuff. Um, but nevertheless, it's really cool. I actually was listening to it. I listened to it. I had my VHS player set up. I had my NES set up, and yeah. But anyway, so so a few things to note. The last time I did a Jabmaster Radio broadcast, um, it was through my instrumental music playlist, which included video game music and also instrumental music that was not from video games at all. I don't necessarily want to do that. I'd kind of like to keep it in the genre of video games, because I feel like that's kind of like a neat, you know, a neat section to keep it within. But I thought I might spice it up a little bit by including both songs that are directly from video games, covers of songs from video games, because I have a lot of covers that I really like of some songs. Songs from movies based off games. So I've got a couple: Persona 3, the movie. I've got Persona 4, the Golden Anime, stuff like that. Um, and also, I've got Donkey Kong Country TV show songs. So kind of like try to spice it up a little bit. And of course, I've got also some other stuff of like remixes. I've got a song which I won't spoil, but it's from a band that actually plays a song, not in the video game, but it's like heavily based off the video game. So I thought that would kind of work. Um, but yeah, I thought that would be I thought it would be kind of fun to do it because I really like these radio shows that I like doing, and it's nice for both me to listen to nice music for an hour and a half, but also I feel like I really enjoy um, doing them and kind of doing little intermissions between each one and just talking about them. So we're gonna start up. We have a randomly selected playlist of 640 songs. So let's randomize it real quick. Okay, and we are starting with a cover. Actually, we are starting with the cover of Lifelight from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, by Jenny, which Jenny Unreachable, I believe is the entire name. Yeah, Jenny Unreachable. She's done a lot of great covers in the past, from anime and video games, and she hasn't been uploading a ton recently, but she still does upload, occasionally, and they're really great covers. I think her voice really plays well into it, especially some of the ones some of the ones with songs that would normally have a deep voice, but she also does high notes pretty well too. So anyway, enough with the preamble. This is Lifelight cover by Jenny.
Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks go to a past so unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Search your soul, every awaken the undying light. On that day, when the sky fell away, our world came to an end. torch against the cold of the night. Surge your soul and reawaken the undying light. As fate spins, a threat without end, new life draws its first breath. Blossoming, the soil will claim from the past, where destiny holds fast. Here where we stand, hand clenched in hand, everyone caught in a struggle. This is the day we finally find our way, stepping into a tomorrow. Every soul contains a whisper of light, growing louder as it calls to unite. From the distance sings a chorus of souls, rising slowly, stirring heat from the colds. Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past so unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Light will guide you on your way to the ultimate fight. Every soul contains a whisper of light, growing louder as it calls to unite. From the distance sings a chorus of souls, rising slowly, stirring heat from the colds. Colors weave into a spire of flame. Distant sparks call to a past so unnamed. Bear this torch against the cold of the night. Light will guide you on your way to the ultimate fight.
So, just an absolutely great cover from Jenny. I actually like it more than the original song, especially listening to it again. I ended up humming it while while it was playing, and I may have sang a few lyrics, but luckily I have my audio cut on that. So anyway, we're coming up to our next song here. Let me just put it back on shuffle, because for some reason the shuffle didn't work. Now, we may be getting some repeats. Not for the song that is coming up right now, but we may be getting some repeats later on. But hey, that's it's a radio broadcast, okay? Things like that happen. I mean, come on. Anyway, so the next song coming up is Fight the Night from Sonic and the Black Knight. This song plays, I think, during the Shadow boss fight. Or maybe the Knuckles boss fight. No, I think it's the Shadow boss fight. Pretty cool song. It's very short. And by that I mean the actual lyrics. They're very short. Probably because you're so caught up in the action. And the fight itself is very short, especially the Shadow one, man. You can beat that in like seconds. But still a great song overall. And Sonic and the Black Knight soundtrack, man, there's like 5 songs from it on here. It is just absolutely fantastic. Crush 40 did another incredible job with the soundtrack on this game. But anyway, here it is. Fight the Night. Okay, so like I said, that was Fight the Night, and like I said, lyrics are kind of short. I think it's only like a minute long, so that was repeated 3 times. I think that is actually the official release of it from the official soundtrack. So Sega just really wants you to listen to that 3 times in a row, but it's still a really great song. Um, so next up, let me skip to the next song here on the shuffler. Um, it's going a bit slow. Probably because there's 640 songs, but I wanted to have a lot of variety. So the next song coming up is Split Screen from WarioWare. Now this is a long one. This is a very long song, so you might want to mute it. It's 6 minutes and it's very repetitive, but it's also really great. I actually listened to this a lot while studying, and although it seems like it definitely wouldn't help, it actually completely helps. Split Screen is a game mode in where it goes from a mini game will play on the top of the screen, then on the bottom in quick succession, top bottom top bottom top bottom, and all the while the song is speeding up, and the mini games every time the mini games get faster and the song slowly speeds up, which honestly the hecticness and the song is so good. And this is the mini game. This is like the challenge mode that I go back to play every single time I boot up WarioWare Gold. Um, it's just it's extremely catchy, but like I said, that might be something that you're not super into, especially since it goes on for a very long time. So just keep that in mind, and I'll tell you the exact time: 6 minutes and 24 seconds. If you want to just mute, but we're gonna start it up right now. So there's that. No joke, that does actually help me work. I guess it's because of how fast it is. I'll be doing an assignment, and by the time the song finishes, I'm like, holy crap, I got 50% through. I'm like speed going through it. It's mainly like menial work though. Like I'm doing the dishes and I'll start like doing them faster. It really does help me work. By the way, 6 minutes and 24 seconds. That means that you would probably be at micro game like 220, which means each micro game would be about 1 second long max, maybe half a second. But anyway, I really love that song, and yeah, I could see how people would find it annoying, but it's over. So, next song on the list. Oh, by the way, with a split screen, I have only been able to manage. I think 42 was my highest score in split screen. So there's a little Jabmaster trivia for you. So the next song is "Pursuing My True Self," Atlas Kazuka remix, which only appeared in Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Dancing All Night was definitely interesting in that with Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight and Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight, they had an extreme variety of songs. Almost every song in the game, with a few remixes here and there. Persona 4 Dancing All Night decided to have like 20 songs, but each one have like 5 different remixes. I mean, they were testing the waters, and since it did really well, they decided to actually go all the way and do, almost the entire game soundtrack with Persona 5 and Persona 3. But, this is a good remix. It's my favorite one out of Pursuing My True Self remixes. I don't remember the other ones because they weren't my favorites. Anyway, this is Pursuing My True Self.
We are living the life. With so much information. Come on, let go of the remote. Don't you know you're ready?
So there you go. Very much like that song. I don't very much like the game, though. Again, not having a ton of song variety is a real problem, and especially since there's a lot of remixes, it's hard to find the one that I like, because, you know, going by name, it's like, oh, wait, which remix do I like? Well, they all have a name to them. It's not just Remix 1, Remix 2, Remix 3. No, it's like, here's, you know, specific artist name. So sometimes it can get difficult to remember that. Anyway, the next song that we have up is the main theme of Condemned Criminal Origins, which, oh man, I love this main theme. It's just so eerie sounding, and you just gotta listen to it. Great game, by the way. Really gotta play Condemned. Absolutely fantastic game. If you want to know more, Pyrocynical made a just fantabulous. I think that is the first time I've ever said that word accidentally. But a fantabular. There we go. We get it eventually. Video on it in 2018. But this is the main theme song from Condemned Criminal Origins. So I'm sorry for the audio difference on that video. That video is weirdly quiet, but the only thing that sucks about it is it's the only clean rip of the song. So it sucks. Sorry for being so quiet, but I just absolutely love that song. It's so just eerie sounding and just like, ooh, it's perfectly fits the game. Really great game. Really great game. It's on Xbox 360 exclusively, which I own it on there. It's also backwards compatible. So, you know, if you ever want to play it on Xbox One, then you have that option. Anyway, next song that's coming up is Earthworm Jim. It's a New Junk City from Earthworm Jim Special Edition, which was the Sega CD re-release of Earthworm Jim, which had all new, incredible music. Seriously, it's just the music for just look up the soundtrack. The music for Earthworm Jim Special Edition just beats out the entire rest, in my opinion. I still have love for the Genesis twang of the Genesis version, but, I mean, this is just on a whole nother level. New Junk City from Earthworm Jim Special Edition. Just absolutely incredible song on that one. I think one of the YouTube comments, I think, said it best, that this was what it was meant to sound like, which it definitely seems that way. It seems like this was really what the original designer did, sound designers wanted the song to be before having to kind of, SNES and Genesis size it. Anyway, the next song that is coming up has to load. It's 640 songs, so it's one of my favorites. Field of Hopes and Dreams from Deltarune. I think that this has nothing need to be said about it. It is an amazing song from an amazing game that's free. So go out and play it right now after listening to it. You gotta listen to this first, and then you gotta play it. Field of Hopes and Dreams from Deltarune. Just absolutely incredible. Like, seriously, it's probably my favorite song in the game. It's just, oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Seriously, look it up. Look it up. Okay, so the next song we have up on here is... Okay, it is Bug Snacks. That's the title. It's Bug Snacks, which is the main theme from the game Bug Snacks. Performed by Kiro Bonito, which is a person that I've never actually looked into their other works. I only know this song. It's a really nice, cutesy song. And, yeah, so here it is. It's Bug Snacks.
Find a bug and kind of snack. Try to catch an the two unknown. You might think it sounds impossible till you've seen a carrot crawl. Kind of bargain, kind of snack. Try to catch it in your trap. Feed somebody and you'll see we are whatever we eat. Find them hiding in the sand, tearing up a ketchup patch. Come to Snack Tooth Island and discover it's bug snacks. Ooh, it's bug snacks. Ooh, talking about bug snacks. Ooh, it's bug snacks. And if the rumor's not complete baloney, then it's the story of the century. So grab a journal, listen up, and make some new friends to solve the mystery. An expedition, 13 strong of grumpuses, who all set off, seeking out a better life on Snack-Tooth Island. They did find a tasty quest to fill the hole that many feel inside their soul. Venture deep to reach the truth, and maybe you'll learn something too. You might think it sounds impossible till you've seen a sandwich climb a wall. Kind of bargain, kind of snack. Try to catch him in your trap. Feed somebody and you'll see we are whatever we eat. Find them hiding in the sand, tearing up a ketchup patch. Come to Snack Tooth Island and discover it's bug snacks. It's bug snacks. Talking about bug snacks. It's bug snacks. Everyone's talking about bug snacks. Bug snacks.
So there's Bug Snacks. Apparently, the game is actually very depressing. I don't know. I've never played it. I want to play it. It looks pretty good. But just a very cutesy song. I love the everyone's talking about Bug Snacks. That's my that's my favorite part of the song. So next up is a song from Crash Twinsanity, which Crash Twinsanity, its entire soundtrack is what's the word for it? It's where it's well, not entire soundtrack, but most of its soundtrack is entirely done by mouth. You know, the beats and everything. You know, what you think is drum beats is actually just a person going, you know, something like that. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, very unique soundtrack that they tried to emulate with Crash Tag Team Racing, which I think was done by a different team. And that also sounds good, but it doesn't really have the magic that Twinsanity has. Twinsanity's soundtrack is extremely unique and extremely interesting. And this is one of them. It is Classroom Chaos, in parentheses, Crash, because you can actually play as Crash and Cortex. And the Cortex version has a different song, and the Crash version has a different song. So this is Classroom Chaos with Crash Bandicoot from Crash Twinsanity. So there's that. Believe it or not, that entire time the song was playing, I was trying to figure out what the word was for an entire song that is done by mouth, and I could not find it. So we'll just let that one go, since I still cannot find what that name is. Um, but I have like 5 Crash Twinsanity songs on this playlist, and 1 from Crash Tag Team Racing. Just absolutely great soundtrack, really unique. Really give it a listen to. I think every single song has something different to offer and something interesting to offer to it. Let's see what the next song we have coming up. All right, so the next song is Stardust Speedway Bad Future from the US release of Sonic CD. If you didn't already know, the US and Japanese release of Sonic CD have 2 completely separate soundtracks. And while I like the Bad Future Japanese version of Stardust Speedway, this one I will always have in my heart. I freaking love the US release of the US version of Stardust Speedway Bad Future. It's just such a freaking awesome song. And you will get to hear it for yourself in just a second. So this is Stardust Speedway Bad Future from the US version of Sonic CD. Man, that song is just... Oh, man. That song is so awesome. Oh, it's so cool. I mean, look, I do really like the Japanese version as well. It's good, too. It's on this playlist as well. But, man, that US version, it just freaking hits. Oh, man, it's good. I love the US version of that. I always will like it way, way more. It's also the version I grew up with more because, true, I did have Sonic CD on Xbox 360, and I did listen to the Japanese soundtrack more, but on iTunes, they had they didn't officially have the US soundtrack on iTunes and on Spotify. It's only been the Japanese soundtrack. But there was like an unofficial one just called like video game music, just that very blanket term. And it had, Emerald Hill Zone, which I downloaded that. Or I bought that. Jeez. And it had that, and that's the version of the song that I listened to, and it's just so very, very nostalgic. Early iTunes days. I'd say probably like 2010, 2011 maybe. Just absolutely great song. Anyway, next up we have the Tower of Babel from Rayman Legends, which is the first level. No, it's not. This is the main menu music. Actually, it says literally on the title, this is the main menu music. So, the Tower of Babel from Rayman Legends. Just absolutely great song, that one. And it's sad because you don't really hear that often. It's the main menu music. I mean, how long are you going to stay on the main menu? Um, and it's crazy. I actually read a comment. It's been over 10 years. 10 years since Rayman Legends come out. We need a remake, or a reboot, or a remaster, or a new game. 10 years. I just can't believe that. Just cannot believe that. And I still remember playing the demo on Xbox 360 way back in the day. Alright, so the next song we have up next is... It's got to load because it's 640 songs. That's Enough from Jet Set Radio. So this appears in, I think, the tutorial. And the only reason I have that in my mind is because that was the demo on Xbox 360. Going back again to demos. That was that was in the demo, and I remember that. I also remember my dad getting not upset, but just noticing the first line that is played in this song. It isn't anything too bad, but it's just he definitely perked up whenever the line came up because he's like, what? Anyway, That's Enough from Jet Set Radio. Man, Nakamura. Oh man, his music, when you just listen to it, his music appears so often in this playlist. Not just Jet Set Radio, but Sonic Rush and tons of other work that he's done. Just really, oh man, just so unique sounding. And looking at this thumbnail, I just forgot that it was actually called Jet Grind Radio in the U.S. until the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Steam release made it Jet Set Radio for everybody across the world, not just Japan, which to me sounds better. Like, Jet Grind Radio just kind of doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as much as Jet Set Radio. Anyway, so next up... we have a cover. Another one. We had a cover starting off, and we have a cover now. This is a fairly recent cover from 4 months ago, and one that I think is absolutely fantastic. It is Lolia's cover of Simple and Clean from Kingdom Hearts, which which I find this cover so interesting because it actually goes for a different genre. It goes for rock instead of what the original was, which was, I guess, pop in a way. And it strangely really suits it well, and it actually sounds great. And I never would have expected this song to sound so good in the rock genre. And Leah's just a fantastic cover artist. But let's get on to it. So, Simple and Clean, cover by Lolia.
When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go. You're giving me too many things lately. You're all I need. You smiled at me and said, wish I could prove I love you, but does that mean I have to meet your father? When we are older, you'll understand what I meant when I said no. I don't think life is quite that simple. When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go. The daily things like this and that and white is what that keep us all busy are confusing me. That's when you came to me and said, wish I could prove I love you, but does that mean I have to walk on water? When we are older, you'll understand it's enough when I say so. Or maybe some things are that simple. When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. Simple
absolutely incredible cover. Like I said, I didn't expect it to sound so good in that style, in that genre of music, but it actually sounded really good. And a nice nice guitar solo at the end that extended the song for like an extra 45 seconds. Um, anyway, next up on the list is okay. Next up on the list is Tomorrow Hill from WarioWare Smooth Moves, the instrumental. I've tried listening to the lyrical version, and it just doesn't really do it for me that much. But I really like the instrumental version. So, this is Tomorrow Hill from Tomorrow Hill instrumental from WarioWare Smooth Moves. Always like that instrumental version, especially when the laws come in. I really like that. It's nice. But that is the stage with the infamous uh, Orbulon scene where Orbulon is posing as a girl, and then once they get to once the taxi gets done, he flies off into space. Um, yeah, so next one on the list. Next one will be showcasing for tonight. May or may not be the last. I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy. But we'll see if we can keep this train rolling. Now this one's kind of interesting. And I really debated about including this. Because it does have copyrighted lyrics that aren't from a video game. But this is a remix. And you might have guessed it now. It's basically a Siva Gunner remix. It's not a Siva Gunner song. This is from Rhythm Heaven Fever Repainted, which while not only changing all the graphics to complete garbled mess, which is really funny to look at, it also changed the entire soundtrack, which is just full of memes. And some of these memes actually sound pretty catchy, like this one. So I'm gonna let it slide on this one. I'm gonna let this slide. This is the one unique situation, and hopefully it won't get my channel taken down or this video taken down. We'll see. This is All Secrets Revealed from Rhythm Heaven Fever Repainted. Keep that in mind, Repainted.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? This is where I grew up. I think the president fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out. And this is where I went to school. Most of the time, better things to do. Criminal record says I'm broken twice. I must have done it half a dozen times.
If you are listening to this, and you are not red fucks, I have a secret to share with you. Just kidding, get a knife, nerd.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? This is where I grew up. I think the president fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out. And this is where I went to school. Most of the time, better things to do. Criminal record says I'm broken twice. I must have done it half a dozen times.
So yes, that's a meme song, but you gotta admit, that meme song sounds freaking catchy. Alright? It sounds freaking catchy. You can't deny it. It sounds freaking catchy. And it's technically in a video game. It's in a remix. It counts. Okay? So, check out that live stream, though, on Games Repainted. Rhythm Heaven Fever Repainted was just, it was just such a hilarious stream to watch. All the songs were remixed, and hearing the reactions to all of them was just hilarious. And the entire soundtrack, I mean, some of them are dumb, but a lot of them, they're freaking catchy. Even though they're just meme high-quality rips, they're actually genuinely good, some of them. And of course, all the just completely, garbled mess of memes, visuals-wise, on the Repainted is just absolutely fantastic. Just so funny to watch. Great stream. I think it's actually 2 streams. So, next up, we have got... Okay, next up we've got a very loud song. I think I might actually... The song is, for some reason, let me actually... it's not too bad. Yeah, it's fine. We have got, drumroll please, our first Donkey Kong Country TV show song. Yes, it's not from a video game, but it's based off a video game. It counts. Alright, it counts. And this one is actually one of the earliest songs they ever made. It was the one included in the pilot, which the pilot was technically like a hour-long movie, which is why the animation is better than the entire rest of the show. And it is I Want to Know the Secrets. I Want to Know the Secrets from the Donkey Kong Country TV show.
I wanna know the secrets that the crystal holds and all the magic power that it brings. I'm the big kahuna, I should know what's going on. Inka Dinka, tell me everything.
To know everything, you must give up everything.
Give up everything. What on earth does that mean? It could mean my subscription to the 8 Quarterly. I just don't get the sinker. I'm number one. I'm ready like now. So why the big mystery?
To know everything, you must give up everything.
Give up my autographed picture of my idol King Kong, or my tickets to the Dingling Brothers circus show. Could be my Planet of the Apes trading cards. Inka Dinka, tell me what to let go.
I like how in that song he mentions King Kong and Planet of the Apes, which totally like. Okay, so how do they exist in the Donkey Kong Country universe? If his idol is King Kong, that means he's real. So how does King Kong work? Is there a city? They after this like hour-long pilot, they never mention it again. They never reference anything again after this pilot. I think because of how like it just would not fit at all. But that was one of the earliest songs, and seriously, the singer for Donkey Kong is really good. Every one of my Donkey Kong Country songs here have him singing, except for one. Actually, I forgot about that. Except for one, which has King K. Rool, not King K. Rool. It's King K. Rool in this show, singing. But we might not get to those tonight. Anyway, the next song on up is. Ooh, this is a good one. Snake Eater from Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater. You've heard this song before. I mean, it's on like multiple different YouTube channels. You've heard this song before. I'm sure you have. It's a great song. Let's give it a listen, I guess. Nothing more to say.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive for the day we see new light. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
You know, I put that song on my lyrical favorites like 6 years ago, and only just this year did I actually play Metal Gear Solid 3. And it's actually pretty good. I like it. Anyway, next up on the list, will be shown here is classic. This one I put on the list years and years and years ago. It's the Persona 5 intro. Not the full song. I just have the intro, which is only 1:45, so it's a shortened version of the actual song. But just whenever I first played the game back in 2016 or 2017, I absolutely loved it, and it's been on here for years. So this is the Persona 5 intro. I forgot what it's called, actually, but here it's just the intro. Just look it up, and I'm sure the full song will come up. It's Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There. That's it. I remembered it. All right, let's listen to it now.
Who am I? Am I not unique? Maybe I'm not here at all. Look, the fakers blinding us with lies that break us all the soul. Oh, it's useless. What could it mean to wake you? What does it all mean? Can we make a difference? If we don't break out of here, wake up, get up there. Raise your voice against liars. Feed around the fire. Why does nobody want change? Just imagine you're out there, swatting lights in a making. Can't move fast without breaking. If you hold on, life will change.
Rewatching that intro, because like I said, it's just the intro that's on this playlist. Man, I love Persona 5's intro. Seriously, it's still not my favorite Persona intro. My heart belongs to Persona Q's intro. I love that intro. But Persona 5's intro is really good too. Yeah, Wake Up, Get Up, Get Out There. That's the official name. Maybe at some point I'll actually add on the full version. I've listened to it before because I have Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight, but on here it's just the intro version. But great song. Listen to the full version because I love that song. All right. Next up is Primal Eyes from Parasite Eve. No, Third Birthday. Sorry, it's in the Parasite Eve series, but it's called the Third Birthday. I don't know if it's Parasite Eve 3 and that's why it's called the Third Birthday. I don't know. I've never actually played the Parasite Eve games except for this. I really enjoy the Third Birthday. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a PSP game from I think 2012, so really late into the PSP's lifespan. And it really pushes the hardware. It looks great, and I think it plays great, too. And this is the main theme for the game that plays in the opening cinematic. So this is Primal Eyes. So there's that. I actually really like that song a lot. I really do, and I think that song encapsulates why I think people hate that game. Because from what I know of, maybe I'm getting my facts wrong. The third birthday went for more of an action, which is what I played, and I liked it. While Parasite Eve 1 and 2 was like a survival horror. And that song encapsulates the action part of it, which is obviously not what the Parasite Eve games would have. I've never listened to the Parasite Eve soundtrack, though, so I could be completely wrong. But anyway, next up we have... let's see. Next up we have Ain't No Stoppin' It from Mon Nation Racers, which this song's great. It's the... I don't know when it plays. I haven't played Mon Nation Racers in a long time. I think it plays in either the hub area or the main menu. I don't remember which. But it's a really catchy song. I've had this song on here since I first played Mon Nation Racers, which was 2017. I've had this thing on here for years. I love it. I have good memories with it. I remember listening to it in 8th grade. In a very specific moment, I do remember listening to it. It is a great song. One of the few rap songs I actually like. I don't like rap that much, but I like this. So there's that. I haven't played Mon Nation Racers in a very, very long time. I really need to buy it back again. I sold it probably because it was annoying. It's a very difficult racer. But I need to buy it back. And it sucks that because I remember playing it a lot. I remember downloading a lot of skins. A lot of... I remember downloading Johnny Bravo skin, Engine, Sonic the Hedgehog one, I think. Engine and Johnny Bravo were the ones that I specifically remember. I remember downloading the Ecto 1, the Batmobile, specifically the 50s one. I love the look of the 50s Batmobile. Anyway, I think that'll do it for the May 28th broadcast of the Jabmaster Radio. So thank you for watching. It was a lot of fun to do this, and maybe sometime in the next month or so, I might do it again. Although, considering duplicates are a possibility, I know there's 640 songs, but hey, I would kind of like to space this very very openly. So maybe, a month from now, maybe 2 months from now, just so if there are duplicates, I have new things to say about it, or I've forgotten what I already said, and I can just regurgitate information.